KKOB.
Good morning, New Mexico. This is Dennis on the Melloy Auto Show on your radio. And we are going to be talking about cars for the next hour. And I got to calm down a little bit. I was talking to a customer yesterday on the showroom, and she said, "Hey, at least you're not yelling at me." And I said, who's yelling at you? She said, "Every time I turn on my TV, you're yelling at me on those commercials." So I have to calm down. I'm going to be calm and not yell at y'all today.
Sale.
But welcome to the Melloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio. My co-pilot's back this week.
All right.
What's up, Todd?
Oh, man, same thing. Happy Saturday.
Yes, it is going to be an awesome Saturday. Jerry, how are you today?
Living the dream.
We've got the text line up. If you've got any car questions, we're going to be answering those. Start sending those in, 505-243-3333. Text your car questions. And if you want to add some pictures, even if you want to send us just some pictures of your cars, got some classic cars you're building up or whatever.
Yeah, interesting.
Send in your picture. Come on. But we have got the text line open, 505-243-3333. We are sponsored by Melloy Auto Group in Los Lunas. Hang on.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. No, I couldn't hear myself.
Oh,
we are sponsored by Melloy in Los Lunas. That's Melloy Chevrolet, Melloy Ford, Melloy Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Melloy Commercial.
There you go.
And the Budget Lot.
The
Budget Car Collection.
There are a bunch of cars down there.
Yeah, that Budget Car Collection. We've got quite an inventory now. Yeah. And in fact, we've got a lot of vehicles under $20,000. We've got a lot of vehicles, a couple of vehicles even under $10,000.
Yeah,
so if you're looking for a vehicle, you need to get on down to Melloy in Los Lunas because we've got big news. We're going to be talking about some tent sale information. The tent went up yesterday, and when the tents go up, prices go down. So we have got the tent sale, and we've got some more information about a tent sale that we've got coming. So if you are looking for a vehicle, get on down to Los Lunas. Jerry, I love this new text line. It's got pictures and everything. And y'all were quite busy this morning. You got all kinds of texts this morning. And
the funny thing is, I didn't re-sign in, and I just learned that if I don't sign in, I don't get the updates. So I'm just seeing them now for the first time.
Yeah, you got all kinds of stuff on there. But that's kind of fun. Again, if you've got a car question, text it on in, 505-243-3333. And we're going to be talking today about a few things. We're going to have Tech Corner at the bottom of the hour. We'll be answering any car questions, and we've got the expert here again today. Last show, it was just me, so we had to muddle through with that.
Well, I was here too. What am I? Chocolate?
Always, yeah.
Good. I was listening. I couldn't talk.
Yeah. And we are going to be giving you some of that tent sale information. We're also going to be covering some information on some tips that were printed online about how to get approved for a car loan if you are looking for a vehicle. We're also going to be busting some car question myths if we've got time today. So we're going to be talking about all of that, plus some of the new things coming in at the store. All 3 stores, all 4 stores, all 5 stores, we've got 5 now, are just busy. Cars coming and going. There's a couple of things that came in over the week that I want to talk about, and we're going to be covering all of that on the fastest hour on radio, the Melloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio. Talking about the budget car collection, you can go to that website at budgetcarcollection.com. We've had a little problem getting cars listed on there because they're not there long enough for us to take pictures and put them online. So if you are looking for a vehicle that is a little bit less maybe than a new one, or you're looking just for some good transportation, we have got some awesome vehicles down there. But you can get on down to the Budget Car Collection in Los Lunas. It's right next door to our Jeep store, and they've got about 30 cars in inventory now on the budget lot. And so those are some awesome deals. We've also got at the Ford store. So Ford's still running the 000, which is 0 interest for 48 months on a bunch of different vehicles. You get 0 down payment, and 0 payments for 90 days. So if you want to roll through the rest of the summer without making any car payments, get on down to the Ford store and check out some of those. We drove up today in a Ford Mustang Mach-E. We blue cruised it most of the way.
Yeah, we did.
Most of the way.
It's a nice car.
It scared me once, but
Well, I was scared too.
yeah. But that's hands-free driving, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping, and auto lane change. That's the one time that I grabbed the wheel because it came up on a slower car and wanted to automatically change lanes, and I was like, wait, what are you doing?
I guess you just got to get used to it.
Yeah, you just got to get used to it. But it was good. We drove up with the Blue Cruise on, and so we've actually got a good selection of Mach-E's. And remember, if you are looking for an electric vehicle, like let's say the Chevy Equinox EV, those have been really, really popular. Anything that qualifies for the IRS $7,500 tax credit, that tax credit expires at the end of next month. So if you are thinking about an EV, you need to get to the store. We've got a good selection of Equinox EV. In fact, the customer that said I was yelling at her on our TV, that's what they bought, was an Equinox EV.
Well, I talked to her yesterday.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful car.
Yeah.
And she actually, this was her first EV. And so we were talking about charging and how to handle that. And, you know, their situation was really good because they've got an RV, so they've already got their 50 amp, you know, so they can plug in their level 2 charger, no problem. So they're going to enjoy that vehicle. But if you're looking for an EV, this is the month we need to jump on it so you can take advantage of the tax credit on everything that qualifies. So there's even a couple of hybrids that qualify, like the Pacifica hybrid at the Jeep store.
Ooh.
That qualifies as well.
Yeah, Jerry.
Yeah,
Pacifica.
Jerry.
Hey, Todd, do those Pacificas, do they have the underfloor storage?
Yeah,
The stow and go.
That.
The stow and go?
Yeah.
Cool. That's the best. That's the coolest thing they invented.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, who's flashing at me here?
Yeah, it's a phone call. It's a very popular listener.
Okay.
Well, she works for you.
Oh, okay.
Diana from all of your locations, by the way.
Fantastic.
And now she's on.
Hey, you're on the air.
Diana?
Hi.
Diane,
this is
sorry.
Aya from Melloy Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Las Lunas.
What's going on?
I was just calling to talk about the rebates and incentives.
What do you got for us?
So we have up to $6,500 on Ram 1500s. If anybody's in negative equity, we might be able to get you guys out of it with low interest rates being offered. We are under new management, so we have great deals going on, great people on the desk for great approvals.
There you go. That is fantastic. And you've got a great selection of vehicles down there. So we have got a lot of things going on at the Jeep store. Hey, if they want to take advantage of one of those specials, how can they reach you?
They can just give me a call or come in and ask for Dia. My direct phone number is 505-702-9564, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out.
Jerry put Diane on the screen, and I'm like, "Who's Diane?" It's Dianara. We like to hire people with confusing names, so just ask for Dia. And she's been with us for a while. And if you're looking for anything, we've got the Ram rebates. In fact, you can actually stack some more rebates on top of those Rams, and you can actually get up to about $10,000 in rebates. Especially if you're a returning owner of a Jeep, Ram, Chrysler, Dodge vehicle, you can qualify for some owner loyalty rebates. There's a lot of stuff going on. So give her a call and, hey, do me a favor, go sell a car.
I will. I'm in the process of it as we speak.
Cool. All right. We'll see you in a little bit.
Thank you.
And yeah, so we had shuffled some, what she was talking about, new management, as we had shuffled some managers around down there. We need a little help at the Ford store, so we moved some people, and so we got new people down there. They've been really percolating this week. So if you're interested in making a deal, get on down to the Jeep store in Los Lunas. When we come back, we're going to talk about some car care myths, and we're also going to cover how to qualify for a car loan, some tips on that. And we're going to cover all of that on the Melloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio on 96.3 News Radio KKOB. And we're back on the Melloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio. Hey, during the break, we didn't even tell people they can watch us. We got our camera. Hey, if you want to watch us, again, I don't know why you would want to do that, but feel free to jump on YouTube, and it's the KKOB YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
so what you want to do, go to the YouTube page and type in at News Radio KKOB.
There you
No
go.
spaces.
There you go.
At News Radio KKOB.
Y'all are smart enough. You can figure that out.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch us while we do this disaster of a radio show, you can do that. And we are going to talk now about some things going on. I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of trucks that we got in this week, just because before we get to the myths of car care, we got in we call it a bat truck. The company is called BAT, and it's BAT, and they do like custom trucks. I just hit my microphone. They do custom trucks, and so one of the cool things that they do is they actually have a little bat symbol on a lot of things that they do.
Yeah.
And so we've got the bat truck down at Dodge. It's actually a lowered Ram 1500 Bighorn, and they've actually lowered the suspension and different exhaust, and the interior on these trucks are beautiful.
They are.
It's actually got a little, if you all are Batman fans, it's got a little or if you're a pet fan, you've got it's a little bat symbol right on the seat, on the middle console. The seat's all custom. Beautiful lowered truck. If you're into like a lowered look, we've got that at the Dodge store. And then at the Ford store yesterday, we just got in our lifted F-150 bat truck, and this is an F-150 XLT. It's the loaded XLT, so it's got all the equipment on it. This has got power running boards, a lift, 6-inch lift, winch, custom bumper, the bat interior with the little bat symbols on them. Just an awesome truck. We got that in, and that lifted truck yesterday that we got in at the Ford store was just beautiful. It was just going through detail this morning. So if you want to go down and take a look at that, you can. We've got that in. We've also got a bat truck coming to Chevy. And that should be here in the next couple of weeks. So just a couple of things that we're doing down there. You know, when we talk about some car tips, sometimes there's some myths, and we're going to ask Todd if this is true or if this is a myth. Todd always, when we're driving up, Todd always is like, "What are we going to talk about?" And I never tell him because
It's a surprise.
I always want to
rehearse.
I want to spring it on him. So is this true or is this a myth in your opinion? I heard that if I drive with my pickup tailgate down, I get better gas mileage. Is that a thing?
You know, I've heard a whole bunch of talk about this for over the years, and I think it's a myth.
Now,
but
there's also those gates where it's like the cloth, the netting,
Yeah.
the net gates.
Well, if you really think about it, I mean, if you put the tailgate down, will the air go through it, push through it? Probably. But then I've heard other stories about it as well. But I think if you really wanted to, and the way I feel is if you put a tonneau cover on it, maybe it wouldn't have any of that to do with any of it. But I couldn't tell you if it was a myth or not. People talk about it all the time, and I've looked at it and looked at the way the aerodynamics are, and you would think that if the manufacturer could get better gas mileage out of changing something, they would change something there.
Okay, so I just Googled this because I wanted because I remembered this. I don't know if y'all remember the show Mythbusters.
Oh yeah,
Mythbusters was on a long time ago. It wasn't a long time ago. But so they did, and as I read that, I was like, oh, Mythbusters did that. And so according to Mythbusters, it actually does get better gas mileage with no tailgate or with the tailgate down.
Yeah, I've heard other things. And you can buy the vet tailgate, but there's also, if you really think about it, I've seen other things where they say that's a myth too.
And here's what it says with the tailgate. Wait, hang on. The tailgate up resulted in better fuel economy than driving with the tailgate down. So I had a reverse.
It's opposite.
It's an opposite. So the tailgate up is better.
So we're a myth.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like having a spoiler on the back that it pushes the rear wheels down?
It says, if you see me, if you're watching us,
you can see me Googling this on his phone.
And I'm not on mine. So
it creates an air bubble because the way the aerodynamics is, it creates like an air bubble, kind of like a spoiler.
Okay.
And so the air is more smooth across the back of the truck.
Speaking of Mythbusters, if I can jump in, I remember seeing an episode where they put clay on a car and they got the gas mileage, and then they put dimples, like golf ball dimples, all in that clay on it, and that created a turbulence effect that gave them better gas mileage.
Yeah,
and not a lot, a couple miles a gallon, but
yes, if you really think about it, if the manufacturer had a better gas mileage or getting better gas mileage, they would have done something with that tailgate.
Yeah, but just like you said, like a tonneau cover or something have that same effect.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so the myth is opposite.
Correct.
Something's true about it, but it's not that one. Okay, how about this? In the movies, they put a banana in a tailpipe and the car won't start.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not going to tell you what we did as kids, but if you put something in that tailpipe and you put it up in there, when you go to start it, it will pull that up into the exhaust, to the manifold or to the muffler, and you won't have any pressure. You won't have any exhaust, and it will not run. It will die. And I can guarantee that.
But does it blow up like it does in the cartoons?
Oh, no. It'll just die on your wheat. And I'm not going to tell you how we found out when we were kids, but we used a potato, and it did stop the car. It would not run.
All right, so that's a story for another day. We'll have Todd's story hour coming up soon. Okay, we're running time here. Let's do this one. My grandfather says that I should warm up my car for 15 minutes in the winter before driving. Is that actually good for it?
I've heard good and bad about that. It's good to warm it up, but I mean, if you have to take off, warm it up for a couple of minutes and then just be kind of easy on it. I mean, these engines are tight, and even the older ones are that way, but I think it's good to warm it up for a couple of minutes anyway.
And I think the difference too is that when you're talking about maybe a carbureted vehicle, an older vehicle, something
Correct.
like that, because you can always hear those older vehicles kind of reach the operating temperature, and it'll change. The sound actually changes.
Correct. and fuel injected in all these motors with modules and stuff, they adjust. And
Yeah,
I mean,
so if it's an older vehicle, I would say that's probably still
I
true.
let it warm up a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Or you can just jump in it and hit it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I did that with my race car. I jumped in it and hit it.
So true or myth?
Hmm.
If you have a squeaky belt, like a belt on your engine, is WD-40 the answer?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Myth.
That is not the answer, nor is soap or anything else, because it gets in the pulleys.
Yeah.
And then you start having other issues.
Yeah.
well, definitely not soap, but I would think that the WD-40 would doesn't it help lubricate
Yeah,
the
but
pulleys? But
what you're thinking is, let's say you put it on the belt, now you've got it all over your pulleys, and it can actually, after a period of time, create more noise.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, even the belt dressings that they had years ago for the V belts, they had a can of belt dressing. It would quiet it down, but because it made it sticky, but it created other issues.
Yep. Let's see if you know this one. Is it true or myth that if you put clear nail polish on a windshield crack, it will stop it from spreading?
It could. I've used super glue. I've filled a lot of windshields, even down there. I help these guys out and fill them, and it's acrylic. And what I did on a couple of cracks that were down below we couldn't fix, with the filler, you put a little bit of super glue, and it will help it. I don't know for how long, but I would say that could be true for a certain amount of time. But when it gets hot and stuff like that, it may not. I may not cure it completely, but
Yeah.
I would say that it could help it.
And New Mexico is the land of broken windshields.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
chips, yeah.
I've lived a lot of places, and I've never gone through more windshields than living here. Especially when I was
I'm
living.
not laughing. But
No, especially when
I'm
I was
crying.
when you live in the East Mountains.
Yeah.
And you drive through the canyon and all those trucks and everything. Holy cow! And at the time when I was living out there, I was driving a Wrangler, and of course Wrangler windshields are just
flat.
Yeah, you're going to break a Wrangler windshield all the time.
Yep.
But yeah, I've never gone through more windshields than being down here.
That I'd say that's partially true.
Yeah.
But it's not a complete fix.
Yeah. So those were some of the car care myths that I wanted to talk about today. Some true, and we discovered something together. Thank you, Mythbusters. We've got some car questions. We've got some texts that have come in. We've also got some car questions off the email line at radiocarquestions@gmail.com, and we're going to cover those when we come back. Just remember, if you are looking for a vehicle, the Melloy Los Lunas tent sale is in effect. The tent went up yesterday. We've got some cars under the tent. And quite honestly, we said it was too hot to be under the tent. So we put the tent up, but we're still inside. So just come to one of our showrooms, Melloy Chevrolet, Melloy Ford, Melloy Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge Ram, the Budget Car Collection just south of Jeep. If you're looking for a vehicle, visit one of our showrooms, but the tent sale pricing is in effect. There were already people in the showrooms. We were looking at, we had another customer on another Equinox in there when we left. So if you are looking for a vehicle, we've got some great selections. And this is tent sale pricing week, and it started early. And we're going to talk about what's coming up next week when we come back also. But when we get back, right away, we're going to cover Tech Corner. So if you've got a question, text it on in 505-243-3333. If you've got a picture to explain your question, even better.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we're going to jump into Tech Corner on the Melloy Los Lunas Auto Show on 96.3 News Radio KKOB. I'm letting
Right.
it run. Tech Corner. We like the song Tech Corner.
I kind of like
Um,
the Frank Sinatra sound.
Oh yeah. Welcome on back to the Melloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio. We are here and we are at Tech Corner. We are turning into Tech Corner. That BV goes everywhere, doesn't he? Gonna be a freaking lazy boy. He's all over the place.
Yeah, especially today.
Okay, so we have got some car tech questions. We've got several that were on the email line at radiocarquestions@gmail.com. And we've got some text that we're going to cover too. So there's some specifics here, but I think it's more of a general question. So the first question that I had up here was on a 2017 Chevy Malibu with the 1.5 liter turbo. I don't think this matters, but because the check engine light is on, but the car still runs and drives fine.
Yeah.
Can I keep driving it?
You can, but I'd get it checked out. And we've had them come in like that. You know, you got to check engine light. It could be anything. It could be other than the engine. I mean, there's so many modules and sensors that it could be in the exhaust. It could be anything. So, but if it's running fine, I'd still get it checked out. But I would.
Well, the engine light comes on in my car. I just open the hood and the engine's there. So I check the engine. It's still there.
And we've talked about this before, I think, on the show. You know, if the car is running okay and the light's on solid, there's a lot of reasons for that.
Correct.
It's when you notice that there's a problem with the engine, or it's running rough, or that light is flashing.
If it's flashing, you got a misfire.
Yeah.
And that's then you'll know, and you really need to take it in. But it could be, I mean, that light can be all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and then of course, if you have to get your emissions done, you're going to auto fail those emissions if your check engine light is on, as I learned.
Correct.
Because mine was just an oil pressure sensor that had gone bad. But somewhere else on my dash, I also had my oil pressure PSI display. And so I just watched that. So it's like, I don't need to fix it. And then when I went to my registration, it threw me off.
We run into that. We're a clean air center. We do emissions there at the store, and we run into that all the time.
Yeah, you have to do an inspection.
Yeah, people bring them in, and so if that's a good point. If you are going to get your emissions test done and your engine light's on, you probably need to get it looked at before you do your emissions test.
You're gonna have to come back.
Okay.
And you guys can pull the code too, right?
Correct.
So you can tell them what they're up for before you actually run the emission.
Yeah.
Sure.
So here's the next question. I've got a 2019 Dodge Charger with the 5.7 Hemi. It says premium fuel is recommended, but I've been using regular fuel. Am I hurting the engine?
Well, they're designed because of probably the compression, and those engines put out quite a bit of horsepower. I would stick to the recommended octane rating. Usually it's for timing and detonation, so they design that engine to run with the way the timing and the computer's set. And octane is, higher octane is, I've even seen 8 with regular engines, they'll tell you just to run 87, but when you have a high performance engine, I would run the higher octane.
And when we talk about octane, what we see it like when we put gas in the car and it says 87, 91, whatever the octane is. What is octane?
Well, that's the that's a higher, it's the gas is a better fuel.
Yeah, and the way that they test that is it's actually talking about how much that gas can compress before it ignites.
Correct.
And so on a higher compression engine, like a race car or even like the 5.7,
correct.
That's a higher compression engine, and that's why they recommend that higher octane.
Correct.
If you use a lower octane gas, you can't. That's when your engine starts knocking, right?
You'll get a rattle.
You'll get it.
It's actually through timing.
It's like a detonation of the gas too soon.
Correct.
And so there's, you may not hurt the engine, but it would probably be preferred that you use it.
Yeah, it's not running to how it's supposed to run.
Yeah, exactly.
It's peak performance.
How about this one? I've got a 2018 Chevy Equinox with the 1.5 turbo. The 1.5 turbo is a common
It's a
common
popular,
theme today.
a popular little dick guy.
Yeah, they started putting that in several years ago,
Oh, yeah.
and it's in all kinds of stuff.
Yep, I got the 1.3 turbo now.
Yeah.
1.5.
But this 2018 Chevy Equinox with the 1.5 turbo smells musty when I turn on the AC.
Yeah.
What's causing that?
Yeah. Well, first off, check your cabin air filter. Make sure that's clean. You can always keep it clean. We put a new filter out. Usually every 6 months we recommend that. Sometimes it gets wet in there when it gets that moisture, and it'll settle and dry. So they make a deodorizer that you can actually buy, or you can get it from the manufacturer, and you take it, and the intake side outside of the vehicle, there's a inlet grill under the wipers. You turn your heater on, your AC on, and you'll feel it pulling it in, and you can take that deodorizer and you can spray it in there, and it'll clean all that plastic and all that plenum out, and take that musty smell away.
There you go. And that's a nasty smell too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can get them even on the newer. I've smelt them in the newer vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
We've had to deodorize them.
Yeah.
Because that moisture gets in there, and then you'll turn it off and it'll dry in there.
Mm-hmm. We had a customer bring in a Ram yesterday, and the smell that he was smelling had nothing to do with the AC.
What was it? Was it from the Cosmoline when it was new, or?
Nope, dead mouse.
Oh, I bet that was a real good smell.
Yeah, it's a good smell. It's like, that does not smell good.
Yeah. I've seen stuff in the plenums, dog food.
Yeah.
They'll go. You would not believe where those mice can go.
Yeah. So it was an easy fix once we found the mouse.
Yep. Gets on the blower motor and it just blows it right at you.
Ugh.
Sorry, that tech don't get paid enough.
Yeah. Hazard pay.
How about this? Oh, I'll take this one.
Okay.
I'm thinking about buying a 2023 Chevy Bolt EUV. And since I'm the Bolt expert here on the panel, can I plug into a regular outlet at home, or do I need to get a level 2 charger? That's an excellent question. And the customer that thought I was yelling at her all the time yesterday, we were actually talking about this because she had a great situation because they already had the RV plug at the house.
Yeah.
And so at my house, I actually have never installed like a level 2 charger because I've got a charger at work and I just never have. Yeah. But occasionally I will use that level 1 plug-in to the 110 charger. And it really depends on how much you drive on the charger that you need. The level 1, charger charges about 8 amps or 9 amps. And it will add overnight about on my Bolt, it will add about 30 miles overnight of range. So if you don't do a lot of driving, or you don't drive it a lot, that's fine. If you drive more than that, like if you drive 50 or 60 miles a day, which is pretty common here in New Mexico, then you may want to consider a level 2 charger. Yeah. And those aren't hard to install. And in fact, we've got the chargers.
We do.
We have the actual GM chargers, GM energy chargers at the store.
Yes.
We've got there's several versions of them, and we've actually, through GM Energy, can actually help you find an installer that will help you get that installed. And at Ford, they've got the Power Promise. So on a new like F-150 Lightning, or on a Mach-E, they've got the Ford Power Promise, which includes a level 2 charger and installation. You can choose that, or you can choose a rebate if you've already got one. So charging is an important question on that. So it's really hard to answer that question if you can use the regular outlet. But I've never installed one. So if you've got one at work, or if you don't drive a lot,
if you worked in, let's say, just a few miles away,
yeah,
having just a charger that comes with the vehicle is fine.
Well, a lot of our employees have EVs now, and a lot of them live in Los Lunas, or even like in Belen, and so they don't drive a lot.
Yeah,
and they don't really need it to install a charger. But it's not hard to do if you do need to get
just
one.
Depending on your situation.
Yeah. Okay. Final tech question.
Oh.
Let's see. Let's pick a good one. Okay. I've got a 2016 Honda Accord with a 2.4 engine.
Ecotech.
When I
V10,
shift from park into drive, it hesitates before moving. Is that a transmission problem?
I think so. I'm not real sure about the Hondas, but there's going to be a momentary pause in them. Now, depending maybe on the mileage of the vehicle too. You know, if you could have a lot of miles, that you could get a little more. But even on the newer ones, I mean, you put it in gear and you have a little bit of hesitation. So, I mean, if you're not having a problem with it, I think that's probably okay. But maybe you want to get maybe a tranny service or something. But I don't think it's really a problem unless you're hearing things or there's things going on, you know.
Yeah, and I think there's a difference between a hesitation and a shudder.
Correct.
Right? If you put it into gear and it's shaken before it goes into gear, then that may indicate more of a problem than just a hesitation.
Yeah, because you'll have a pause.
Yeah.
You will have a pause on an automatic.
And I don't know that system either, but you know, a tranny service might be a good idea.
Yeah.
And it depends on your mileage too. You know, sometimes we run into, you know, if a car has 180,000 miles and you've never done a tranny service, it's probably good to leave it alone.
Yeah, you know, that's a wise choice.
We always recommend a regular transmission service based on the manufacturer's schedule. But sometimes you got to let good dogs lie.
Yeah, if it's settled in, for 180,000, you don't have any issues, I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
But you know, even on the newer trannies now, the 8 and 10 speeds, their servicing is within 50,000 miles.
Yeah.
You really need to do it.
Yeah. And especially in the heat in New Mexico, the temperature variance in New Mexico, that ATF fluid, you want to make sure that you're using the correct ATF fluid, and it breaks down.
Yep. All the new ones are synthetic too, and they still get dirty. So you know, you just gotta, if you buy a new car, just stick to the manufacturer's recommendations and you'll be fine.
Yeah. And hey, and you know what's cool in Los Lunas? We've got at the Melloy stores, we just installed a system that is pretty cool. That is so when you come in for your service, it's going to automatically pull that manufacturer's maintenance.
Yeah.
And it will pull that maintenance schedule and say, hey, you're due for this, this, and this.
Correct.
Based on the driving conditions in New Mexico. It's going to base it on miles, base it on time. And so as soon as you pull into the drive, we had to get all of our service advisors used to carrying around iPads, but they've got their iPads now and they kind of dig them.
Yeah.
But right on the iPad, it will show you the maintenance schedule for your vehicle and what's recommended. And so when it comes up, you know, it's probably a good idea to do it.
It is. I mean, the manufacturer knows.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Sometimes.
We won't go there anymore.
Okay. We're going to get in trouble.
We'll just stick to that.
We'll get in trouble. Okay.
Going on
sometimes we question the manufacturers, but they're smarter than us. So
yeah, sure.
When we come back, if we come back, we're going to talk about some tips on getting approved for a car loan, and we're also going to fill you in on a huge 10 event going on at the Melloy Auto Group in Los Lunas. And y'all are going to be excited because we've got some big news. So when we come back, we're going to cover that on the Melloy Los Lunas Auto Show on 96.3 News Radio KKOB. Welcome on back to the Melloy Los Lunas Auto Show on your radio. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Saturday morning, talking about cars, our favorite subject, because that's what we do.
We get any pictures today?
No, nobody sent us any pictures today.
Oh,
Although I was looking at some of the pictures from the earlier shows, and maybe that's a good thing.
yeah.
We were talking about Todd told me the story about the banana thing, and I'm not going to repeat it on the air, but I think the statute of limitations might have run out on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's proof that if you shove something in the tailpipe,
it works.
it works.
I
Okay.
guarantee that.
So couple of things. Let's cover the tent sale first, and then we're going to cover some of these tips on how to get proof of car loan. So we've got the tent up at our Los Lunas location. So that's going to be Melloy Ford, Melloy Chevrolet, Melloy Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, budget car collection, all at one location, right on Interstate I-25. Easy to find, easy to deal with. If you're looking for a vehicle, get down there today. The tent is up and prices are down. So if you're looking for a vehicle, that's good to know. We started our tent sale early because next weekend we are going to be at the Isleta Casino in the parking lot with a tent sale with a couple of other dealerships. And so we are going to have all kinds of cars, but we said, you know what, we're going to start it early. So we've got all of our best tent sale cars ready to go up to Isleta, but we would rather sell them in Los Lunas.
Yeah.
So we've got them tent sale priced already. If you happen to miss us in the next 2 or 3 days, Thursday of next week, we will be at Isleta, right there where the bowling alley fun center is, that they're doing some construction on. But we're going to be in that parking lot, and we're going to be there along with Melloy Nissan and Rich Ford. So we're going to have just a ton of cars up there. But we've got our cars already marked up with tent sale prices, and we've got the tent sale already going in Los Lunas. So no need to wait if you are looking for, and besides, you can do all of that in our air-conditioned showroom instead of coming out under the tent. But if you happen to miss it, we want you to come to the tent next week. But get on down to Los Lunas today, hang out with us in the AC, and you can look out the window at the tent instead of having to sit in the tent in the heat. We've got
some free sauna.
Yeah, okay. I was out in the free sauna this morning already when it was already 90 degrees in Los Lunas when we left. So yeah, but that's pretty exciting. We've got a tent sale, and the tent sale pricing is going to go on after we take the tent down next week. But the best deals are going to go fast. So in fact, I was talking to Mike, our used car manager, this morning, and he's a little frustrated because he's been buying cars as fast as he can find them to kind of stock up for the tent sale, and he can't keep them because everybody's coming to buy them. Because he's doing such a good job at buying them that the people are just getting awesome deals. And with new cars, I got to tell you, if you are looking for a new vehicle right now, this is really the time, because the manufacturers are going through the adjustment of not only the model change year, they're starting to focus on maybe the 26s. And so they're putting some large rebates on the remaining 24s and 25s, including the 0%, zero interest at Ford, including the special interest at Chevy. And we have gotten, you've been doing new car delivery inspections all week, haven't you?
We still have a bunch.
I mean, we've got in a gorgeous new Suburban High Country yesterday. We got in a whole truckload of Silverados, Trailblazers, Tracks. In fact, we had a customer in yesterday that one of the Tracks was inbound. We knew it was on a trailer, but we didn't know how soon we were going to get it. So because the Tracks is a hard vehicle to find, he was like, well, let's just I'm going to buy it before it gets here. And as we were doing paperwork, the truck pulled up with his Tracks on it, and it was like, sweet. So we've got the Tracks. We've got a supply of Tracks that just came in, and at the Jeep store, we've got some deals on the remaining. There's only a few, but there's some remaining 24 Rams, just a couple of them. The heavy duty Ram, there's some rebates on those. We have got some Jeep Cherokees, and we've got some Wranglers in right now that are just gorgeous. So we've got some deals going on even rebates on Wranglers, which hardly ever happens. So if you are looking for a vehicle, get on down to Los Lunas today. If you're out driving around, stop wasting your time. Get on down to Los Lunas. Another customer that I was talking to yesterday, as Thursday, had been shopping all over and just never got the customer service that they wanted. They never got the explanation on some questions that were asked. And they came down to Los Lunas, got in the showroom with one of our sales professionals, and within 20 or 30 minutes, they had all their questions answered, and they drove home in a new vehicle. So when you're thinking about driving home in a new vehicle, I was going to cover a lot of these tips, but if you want to get approved for a car loan, there's some things that the internet says that you should do, like check your credit report, pay down existing debt. The first one's kind of easy. The second one may not be so easy. Pay down existing debt. That's a good tip,
It's a good thing to
internet.
do. But
Yeah, great, internet. How do I do that? Save up for a down payment. Same
there you
thing.
go.
Great. Okay. But there's some other things too. Don't apply for multiple loans at once. Like if you are applying for a car loan and a home loan and an RV loan all at the same time, that makes lenders nervous a little bit. So if you're looking for a vehicle, make that your focus. If you're looking for something else, make that your focus. Don't have several applications out on different loan products. I kind of agree with that one.
Yeah.
Choose a loan that fits your budget. Yeah, duh. Do that. Just know what your budget is and don't go over it. But I do like the last one. The internet told me. Because I asked ChatGPT what are some tips to help you get approved for a car loan, and the last one I like it. Work with dealerships that specialize in credit challenges.
Oh, there you go.
Some dealers like Melloy have relationship with lenders, and we got a bunch of lenders in. We've got all of the local credit unions. In fact, we did a deal the other day with the Loco Credit Union in Alamogordo,
Wow.
which I'd never even heard of.
I haven't either.
It's the Loco Credit Union. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So if you've got a bank that you're using now, we can deal with them. The most important thing is find somebody that you trust, find somebody that you can deal with, and that's what we try and provide in Los Lunas. Give us a call, 505-451-0714, or visit us online at melloy@loslunas.com. Do not forget, tent sale going on right now, all the way through the end of the month, but the best deals are going to go fast. So join us again next time we're on the Melloy Los Lunas Auto Show on 96.3 News Radio, KKOB.